To route the truss rod slot, we're going to use this jig or template, which will allow us to drill a clean 1/4 inch wide slot down the centre line of the neck. Here's what the finished slot looks like. It comes to our mark 10mm in from the nut, and at this end it widens out to accommodate the adjusting end of the truss rod. So in order to cut that, we need to be able to route this with a wider bit than the 1/4 inch bit we use for the main slot. So our jig is designed for that. The slot down the middle of the jig is 1/2 inch wide, 12.7mm, and we use a guide bush like this with a 1 inch diameter bush, and the middle opening big enough to accept not only the 1/4 inch bit but also the 9.5mm diameter bit that we use for routing the wider section of the slot. The bush is fitted into one of these universal router bases available from good woodworking supplies, along with the bushes, which typically come in a set. But this 1/2 inch bush is particularly useful. First step is to make sure that the centre line of the jig is on the centre line of the neck, that the end of this 1/2 inch wide slot is approximately 3mm beyond where we want the end of the slot to be. This is because there is a difference between the diameter of the guide bush and the diameter of the bit, and that difference is about 1/8 of an inch or 3mm. And then down at this end we also make sure that it is centered. It's a good idea then to clamp the template in place, check that everything's aligned before we will drill 3 screw holes where I've previously countersunk the jig. There are multiple holes on the jig. You can choose which ones to use. Once you've decided, like I have, probably you'll never use those other holes, unless of course you're using it to put in a carbon fibre reinforcement rod, in which case you may.